Good morning. We're here at Holy Cross High School for the 6th and 7th Region Boys and Girls Draw. Jeff Cooper here along with Mark Evans. And we're going to kind of let this draw out here, and we'll try to get it on the screen as soon as we can. Mark, this is always a great time of year. You kind of realize at this point exactly what your tournament road's going to be.
This brings back really good memories for me. I've been here many years, about 30, showing up, and we were fortunate enough to be here most of the time playing on for the regions.
Yeah.
So it's good to see good friends. There's a lot of people in this room that are really close to me through the AD jobs and the coaching over the years. So this is like a second home to me.
Yeah, we're here quite a bit, weren't you?
Yes, sir.
Everybody's here. They draw by do 1 to 6 or 7 first. I think the 7's going to be first today. And they'll announce the 4 district winners and where they're seated, and then they'll go back and draw the runner-ups, and we'll have matchups at that point.
Yeah, and something to remember is that the runners-up from a particular district can only see that other team in the finals. They automatically move to the opposite once the draw is done.
Right.
The ticket information is right down there.
They're just going over some preliminary stuff. We'll start the draw here in a moment, and then.
Yeah, that's Tracy Johnson. I mean, that's he's the best of the best.
Where's the AD now? I can't remember. Is it?
He's at Fern
Fern
Creek.
Creek. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Okay. We have a huge number of people that want to go out there and take pictures and videos and stuff like that. Well, we're going to limit that. First of all,
yeah, like I said, that's Troy Johnson. Troy's been around for a long time. He's one of the best ADs out there.
Yeah, I
without
think
a doubt.
I've heard he does a really great job.
He's done wonders for Fern Creek. And,
no question.
You look around the room, and you got Larry Just, which is a butler. He's a fantastic AD. John Kelsey from Mayo does a tremendous job.
He's been wonderful to us for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Dave Zuber out of Manual's fantastic.
Yep.
I could go on and on and on, but those are the ADs that keeps this place running, to be quite honest, in Jefferson County nowadays.
No doubt. Yep. They do a fantastic job.
So, and Jerry from Ballard, he's done a real nice job coming over from Western. We've done quite a few of his games too.
Yep. He was great to us too, except we kind of sometimes didn't call him when we were coming, but other than that, yeah.
That's been on us a few times.
Yeah,
it's all worked out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the people that need to be on that list, such as sport director that you want, the assistant coaches, your bus driver.
We're going to try to bring you a couple interviews. Mark's going to talk to a couple coaches here, hopefully afterwards, and maybe Jason Frakes from the Courier. A lot of these coaches want to get their bracket draw and then get out of here and get preparing for their first game, practice. So.
Well, today will be a little bit of a challenge. I've already lined up a couple coaches, and Jason's going to be on at the end of it with us. He's agreed to an interview, but what happens today is Kentucky plays, UFK plays at 1, and I think Louisville plays at 6. Most of these coaches have practice lined up, so as soon as their draw is over, they might bolt on us. So it might be a little bit more difficult than we think.
If you had 10 coaches and we don't have enough seats, okay? Valley doesn't have a growing up person, so some people might have to sit behind. So make sure you understand that. One of the biggest thing is the first round games, the athletic director should go into Arbiter and put in the first round game. So the home team's athletic director needs to go in and put in the game in Arbiter and switch the referee organization to the 10th and 11th region. Okay? So it's not with Rick in the 6th and 7th.
It looks like we're going to have 10th and 11th region officials for the 6th and 7th region tournaments.
That's a blessing. Yeah. No disrespect to the 5th or any of the other regions, but the style of ball that's played in the 10th and 11th is very similar to the style of ball and the type of teams that play in the 6th and 7th region in Louisville. I found that through my years playing in Lexington Catholic tournament, they are definitely top of the top.
You can always text me, ask me, email me or email the committee. So we're going to go from there. The packet that's there, I think, starts out with the 7th region girls, and what we'll do from there is we'll have the champions, which is Assumption, Sacred Heart, Ballard, Emmanuel, and that'll be the rotation.
So we're going to start the draw, it looks like right now, with the 7th region girls.
We all know the favorites coming out of there will be the Sacred Heart Valkyries.
Oh, no
Ask
doubt.
questions before we start doing the draw. All right, we're going to start out with Assumption at District 26. They'll be the first one. Assumption is 5. The next one is Sacred Heart. Seven, Sacred Heart.
Amen.
Ballard. One. Ballard is 1. And the last one is Manuel. Make sure it's in there.
Not a good camera view, Emmanuel over here. Of course, they're going to be 3, so.
Got 3. Manuel's 3. So it's Ballard, Manuel, Assumption, Sacred Heart. 1, 3, 5, and 7.
Well, Jeff, you already have two of the top two rated top 2 rated teams in that region are
Playing each
in the
other.
semifinal if they get there.
If they get there, yeah.
Seneca. Mel is first.
Blocked here a little bit there, sorry.
2. Who was that? That was Mel. 4. 4 is Seneca. All right. And then going for the 6 and the 8 will be Cal and Central. Cal's drawing first. Eight is Cal.
Wow. Three of the top 4 teams in the bottom bracket, Mark.
Yes, we do.
Central is 6. All right, so reading this down for these games. All these games I have starting at 7 o'clock. Any objections to that, any of the athletic directors? All right. So Ballard versus Mel, Manuel versus Seneca, Assumption versus Central, and Sacred Heart versus Cal. That is the 7th.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
All
Okay.
good.
I had them in the wrong spots. I'm sorry.
You wanted to get your
All right. 7th
Okay,
region
I got it.
boys.
Thank you, sir.
So I put that out there. Before we move on, is there any options? Does anybody want to change this different time? I put it out there.
Sorry about that, folks. I thought he said
Here we go.
Central.
Boys Region 7.
But Jeff, and
St. X,
the girls,
Trinity,
when you talk
Ballard,
about
Manuel,
the
St. X
girls
draws
were
first.
bottom half bracket is definitely the loaded bracket. So
Yeah.
if you're on the top, you have a better opportunity with the powers on the bottom.
Definitely.
Everybody's playing at 7 o'clock, and it's going to be a home game for each and every one of the
St. X
winners.
is 7.
On Monday, right?
Yes, and it will be at their place.
Trinity.
What'd they say St. X was? 3?
No,
There's Trinity. No,
Trinity's
Trinity's 3.
I don't think St. X is drawn yet.
Ballard.
Oh, I thought he went over there first. Maybe he didn't.
5 is Ballard.
interesting where St. X falls.
I didn't hear what they said. So.
Manual is 1.
Okay, so St. X is
So it
7.
should be Manual, Trinity, Ballard, St. X. Bell and Cal. So Bell's first.
This will be an interesting draw with Mail, who they're going to see in the first round.
2. The rival. Bell is 2.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's an excellent matchup.
Yep.
I mean, I like both teams a lot. That 7th Region boys are pretty loaded
It is. No question
with
about it.
icing, which is St. X.
Cal's 4. The next 2 are Atherton and Central. And Atherton draws first. Six is Atherton.
Central is 8. So St. X plays Central in the first round. Ballard and Atherton. The top part of the bracket's pretty strong there, Mark.
Well, St. X got a pretty good draw overall, but if
Central's 8.
but if they
So the way it goes down is
if
Bell,
it's
Manual,
chalk, if it follows chalk, then you're going to
Trinity
have
versus
a
Cal,
great matchup between St. X
versus
and Ballard,
Atherton, and St. X
and
versus
they've had some
Central.
very close games. St. X is
Is there any changes
their
in
depth
the
has
times
mattered,
for those?
and
Yeah.
but as of right now, that would be the matchup that you would
All right,
be
all
looking at.
games are 7 o'clock. Roll down, roll that dice.
We'll get the boys and girls 6 coming up next.
All right, here we go. Girls, 6 region. The draw is Butler, North Bullitt, Mercy, and Valley. Butler draws first.
Get over here with Butler back there. See.
7 is Butler. Next one's North Bullitt. 1 is North Bullitt. Mercy. 3 is Mercy. Valley. Prayer. Valley is 5.
Mercy and Butler draw out of different brackets.
Yes, they did. Overall, Mercy got a really good draw. We'll see how the runner-ups
Dawson,
do.
PRP.
Yep.
Dawson drawing first. Dawson first.
Yeah, Butler's a team to beat in this 6th region.
Oh, yeah, I don't think there's
By
any
far.
question.
Yeah.
Two is Dawson. PRP.
PRP gets Mercy in the first round.
PRP. Thank you. All right, the next 2 is Moore and Whitfield. Moore's drawing first. 6. Moore is 6.
So Butler and Whitfield will be playing in the first round, possibly two of the top 3 teams in the region there.
Oh, you're talking about semis? Yeah.
Yeah. No, Butler plays Whitfield first round.
Whitfield is 8.
No.
So the way it goes down is North Bullitt versus Doss, Mercy versus PRP, Valley versus Moore, and Butler versus Whitfield. All those games at 7.
Valley and Moore have nice teams, but they're not going to compete with Butler.
Are you okay with 6:30?
Yeah, that's a tough draw for Whitfield getting out there.
Yep, absolutely.
Butler Whitfield is the only game changing to 6:30. Anybody else agree with that bracket? All right. Last bracket, boys basketball, Region 6. It's Butler, Moore, J-Town,
Got it.
PRP. Butler draws
Yep.
first.
Yep.
Well, your favorites here are Butler and PRP and J-Town.
Yep.
J-Town's a repeat one.
Butler is 3. I'm sorry, Moore and then J-Town. 5 is Moore. J-Town and PRP. 7. J-Town is 7 and PRP.
PRP and Butler are going to draw in the same bracket for semifinals.
PRP's got a nice team.
Yeah, they do.
I saw them play a couple
One.
times.
We had them last night, and they played really well against Fairdale up to about the last quarter, and then Fairdale made a big comeback. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to play Fairdale in the first round.
No.
Western and it'll be North Bullitt, Fern Creek. North Bullitt will be drawn first. North Bullitt first. Two is North Bullitt.
North Bullitt against PRP. Fern Creek will play Butler.
Creek will be number 4. Western and Fairdale is the next 2.
Wouldn't want to play Fern Creek in the first round either.
Cross expressway, or cross outer loop
Yep.
rivalry.
6. 6 is Western.
Western will play Moore.
Western and J-Town.
No, Moore, Western drew Moore.
Oh, what were they?
Yep.
8 it is. All right, going down that one is PRP.
J-Town and
North
Fairdale.
Bullitt, Butler, Fern Creek, Moore, Western, and J-Town, Fairdale. Yes. Moore and Western's at 6. Moore and Western will be played at 6 o'clock.
So the Moore Western game's at 6. And everything else, I guess, will be at 7.
Everything else.
Any other changes? All right. Is there any questions or anything about the tournament, anything like that you want to bring up now?
Troy, just to clarify, the AD has to enter the game into the arbiter, their first home game, correct?
The first home game must be entered into arbiter
And
by
then
the
the
athletic
referee
director.
switch.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. And then after that, you do not have to do anything. You win in advance, it'll be automatically in there. All right, good luck. JCPS, if you have a girls team that wants to practice on Sunday, they can. Dr. Brooks said it was okay, so other than that, I don't have any good luck. Let's go.
So that's it. We're going to try to get a couple coaches over here for talks, and then Jason Frakes will come here at the end and talk to us. We're going to take a real quick break, and we'll be right back on Glycod.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night from Glycod.
Back here at Glycod at Holy Cross High School, we're going to talk to a few coaches here. Coach Evans is going to do a couple interviews for us. Actually, right here.
Keep it simple, Tim.
Yeah.
This is Mark Evans here with good friend and great coach Tim Hayworth from the male Bulldogs, and we're going to talk a little bit about this bracket that we have in front of us. Toughest region in the state, as far as I know, when it comes to the 7th region. Four or five really fantastic ball teams. Coach, we both are looking at the brackets, and you did one thing, you drew away from St. X. I don't know if that's good or bad. I know you played them really well every time you played them, but you played a very, very difficult Manual team right off the bat. They're one of my favorites. I really like them a lot, and of course I like your team. So, what are your thoughts on that first game for you? You got Trinity there, and then going farther, trying to win this thing and going all the way through the bracket. So talk to us a little bit about the teams.
I think Manual's got a really good team. Obviously, we had a war with them at Mail, and it was a game where we were up 11. I thought we kind of got disjointed there in the end of the second quarter. I thought we quit passing the ball, and and so they had a really good game. They beat us, and it's so like you said, Trinity's over there, Christian Academy. There's no easy games in the 7th region. I'm just grateful to be in the regional because you can get popped in the district. And so, all these teams, everybody has a chance, and the region is different than, the district and regular season. And so it's going to come down to, are your best players outplaying the other team's best players? We're all going to be able to guard each other and, and hopefully be disciplined enough to, not have too many turnovers. So it's going to come down to, are my two best players going to outplay their two best players? And it's going to be that, whether we play Manual, Trinity, Ballard, St. X, whoever it is that we play.
Well, I think the people out there, if they have not seen St. X, they have a fine team this year. I think they've been hurt a little bit with an injury or two on some maybe depth issues, but you've played them as well as anybody. What's your thoughts on that team overall?
I think they're the best team in the state right now, they do a great job of sharing the ball. They're very, they pressure you and try to get you, taking you out of your stuff. And, the thing is, we went 5 for 17 from 3. They went 12 for 24 the other night. So you got to be able to, so it's going to come down, are they farther ahead than we are? No, I don't think so. The thing is that we're trying to still get Cole incorporated into into what we're doing. It's going to be a war no matter who you play. Manual male is going to be a war. Male Trinity would be a war. Male St. X would be a war. Trinity St. X, Ballard St. X, male So it's different in the region. You can play a lot more loose in the regular season, even the district, because it's not a defining moment. The region you kind of separate the men from the boys, and so I like our team. It's not St. X is the best regular season team, but it's not about who the best regular season team is. It's about who's the best regional team, and I like our chances.
Absolutely, and I'm sure St. X feels a little pressure. I'm not really sure. I think Coach Klein's done a fantastic job with their demeanor and their mentality over the last couple years. But you and I both know it can. I expect overtime games after overtime
Yes,
games
correct.
in this particular tournament.
Yes.
And I think the team that comes out of here has a great opportunity to cut down the nets come couple weeks as
Yes.
far as.
Yes.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate it as always, and I wish you the best.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you, Tim. Take off on it?
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
That's all. I take them both times. Man, he's done a hell of a job. That little girl could play, man, but he's got other players.
Got that sophomore's really stepped up.
Yeah.
Cooper girl, yeah. He was missing a starter last week, too.
He's got a chance to play 2 games on his home full.
Yeah, he's got everybody back but one next year. I know.
He's done a hell of a job.
Trying to find another interview here. Sorry about that.
I enjoy coming to these things because of that.
Sure the hell want to have fun after. We're just going to talk a little bit about the draw, but I want to talk a little bit about your team first.
Yes, sir.
I think you had a big happening for these kids. I mean, we'll talk about it on air.
Yes, sir.
Jeff, whenever you're ready, man. Okay, I have the pleasure here to hang out with a great friend of mine from the past. We've been in a lot of battles against each other.
Yes, we have.
And now I'm a neutral guy. I'm working for Glycod. But this is Eric Browning. He's a head coach at Ballard High School. He's been there,
It's my second year now.
Second year now. And, Ballard was a power when I first started coaching many, many, many years ago. Every year they were a state contender.
Yes, they were.
And then something happened, and they went through multiple coaches and so on and so forth, but they just really fell off. But
they have, unfortunately. But before I took over the job, they had a couple of bad seasons. So that was my goal. Ballard is a big public school and one of the better schools in the city, and that was kind of one of my goals, is try to bring us back to where they had been in the past.
Well, what I was getting at is, I don't know of a more passionate, knowledgeable coach out there than Coach Browning.
Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Evans. That means a lot coming from you.
We've been out a lot, and he knows how I think of him. And he's, just in 2 years, he's got him back to a district championship, and we both know that those are hurdles. Those are big things you have to overcome to go to the next step. And now we're talking the next step, and
Correct.
that's a regional tournament.
That's correct.
Looking at the draw that we have today, let's see where we fall. It looks. I mean, if you could pick a draw, what's your thoughts on this draw? Or your particular team this year.
I think everybody in the 7th region can be competitive. I will tell you that I think I've got one of the better draws that I could have gotten, to be honest with you. Now, listen, we're going to have to be lucky if we can get past a good male team. I think Coach Ponder does a good job over there. And then after that, if we get lucky enough to win that game, we're going to have to beat a Manual team who just beat Central in the district championship for them, which was a little bit of a surprise, I think. So it's going to be a tough road ahead either way it goes. But in saying that, luckily we had Sacred Heart and Assumption on the other side of the bracket, which gives us a shot maybe to make it to the regional finals, which would be a huge, huge thing for Ballard. Haven't done that, and I think since 2014, I think. So it's been a while.
I think it was 2014, but that's those are those hurdles that we talk about.
Yes, sir.
And I have seen Manual multiple times. Matter of fact, I got one of probably the last season game when they played Male.
Yeah.
Ashley's done a fantastic job out there. They're
really
very, very
good.
young, but they're very, very connected. But
They
I've
absolutely
also
are.
seen you improve every time I've seen you because, fortunately for me, I've been out there to Ballard a lot over the last couple of years
have.
and watched your progression and feel real good about it. And as time goes further, I wish you the best.
I appreciate it.
You
I like my
definitely deserve
team. I'll be honest with you, Mark. I like my team. I've got some good senior leaders. I've got some good young girls that are getting some experience that they've never had being at this level, and that's what I want them to get. Is that about this? Winning the district championship is a great experience, and for these girls to experience that is just it's phenomenal for me to be able to be a part of that and be the shepherd. So.
Well, you also have done something that I always try to do: surround yourself with fantastic people.
Absolutely.
And when I look down your bench, I see you can trust them because loyalty is number one on the coaching staff, and they all love the kids and they all care about you, so they're going to give you their best.
Absolutely.
And so you have a great
I appreciate
staff,
it. That was my
which really makes a difference because while you're doing what you have to do, they can come around the side and build those kids up every day. And I'm sure knowing the ones you have in your I'm sure the positivity is fantastic. And
Yes.
these kids need confidence. They need pats on the back. They don't
They
need to be
absolutely
beat
do.
down. And you've got a staff that I would say would do a tremendous job of doing that piece.
Well, I appreciate it. But when I got the job, that was my number one thing. I've learned from a lot of great coaches in my past, you being one of them. If you don't surround yourself with the right people, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot. So that was, when I got the job, that was my number one thing. And luckily, I feel like I've done a good job at that. I love my coaches.
Take care and wish you the best and look forward to following you all the way through, Eric.
Mark, I appreciate everything you do for us, and I really appreciate Glycod and everything they do for the high school community. It's been a real, real blessing for us. We really appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. Be right back with Jason Frakes of the Courier Journal here on Glycod.
Where do you want to set up a valley? Oh, that's okay.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night from Glycod.
I'm just going to ask you to take us through the brackets and give your thoughts.
Okay.
We'll start with the first.
What we start with?
Yeah, let's start with 7th girls. Let's flip pages. Yeah, I just want your thoughts and we can keep it. I'll tell you what, they got the hell out of there.
Yeah, they did.
There's some bolts. You ready? Yes, this is Mark Evans here with a great friend of mine and a Hall of Famer in my book with the Courier Journal. He's been covering high school sports for a long time, and he was a gift when he came across the bridge from Indiana for all of us. And anyway, he knows these teams and he knows them well, and he has a history of all of them. And I don't think there would be any better person to start us off with Glycod and talk about each of these brackets and what his thoughts are, because he's usually pretty much dead on. So, Jason, let's start with, we'll just follow the pattern of the draw today. Let's start with the 7th Region girls. I mean, we all know who the favorite is. I mean, it's theirs until somebody finds a way, and that's going to be very difficult. But just kind of look at it and just give me your overview of the bracket and any of your thoughts.
Well, I think of your assumption, you probably got the raw end of the deal there. Having to play Central, I think Central's they were the toughest district runner-up. I think that's the district runner-up nobody wanted to get. So, I think Assumption's still favored there, but that's a tough draw for them going against Central. And then if they win, obviously having to play Sacred Heart there in the semifinal. I mean, you're going to have to face Sacred Heart at some point. But Assumption got a tough draw there. And then I think the top half, Manual has to be really happy. You got Assumption, Central, and Sacred Heart all on the opposite side of the bracket there. And Ashley does a good job there at Manual. She has a young team, but I think if you're planning it out there, I think you got to look at Manual as the team getting to the championship game there in the top half.
Yeah, I've seen him. I've had the opportunity to see Manual a lot of games, and Ashley has done a fantastic job. They're very young, but they can do a lot of the little things, and she plays pretty good defense. She played it well in high school, and she played it well in college, and she definitely has her kids believing in that. And when you look down, I know Deshaun really well, and he's done a nice job at Central. Lost a great player from last year's team, but I agree. That I wouldn't want to be Assumption. That is the worst draw.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's move to probably the best region in the state of Kentucky, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. It's narrow somewhat. What's your thoughts, Jason?
Well, obviously, Manual sticks out there in the first round. That's a huge game. Manual, they played a couple weeks ago. Manual got the best of them. I think all year we've been looking for who's the team in the 7th region that can beat St. X. St. X is definitely the favorite, but who, all the other really good teams in that region have sort of been inconsistent. When you look at Manual, Mayo, Trinity, and Ballard, those 4 teams are kind of that next tier behind St. X. So which one can step up and maybe beat St. X? Of those 4, Ballard played St. X the toughest, losing by 2 to them in the LIT. So I think it's a pretty balanced bracket beyond the Manual Mail game. I think you can safely move Trinity, Ballard, and St. X to the semifinals. But to me, the other thing in that region is Mail. Mail has the one player who, if he gets hot, he can win a game by himself, and that's Cole Edlin. He's come back from injury. He hasn't shot the ball particularly well since he got back. But if he can get going and get hot, he can carry them to the regional final, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to see Mel multiple times, even sit in on practices. Ballard I've seen multiple times, and St. X I've seen multiple times. And like you said, Ballard has played him the closest when we're talking St. X. I saw lately they've played, and we'll see. But it's a tremendous. It should be a tremendous region to see for the spectator.
Yep.
Okay, moving right along, Jason. Let's look at this six region girls and take it away.
Well, Butler's the team to beat. They're undefeated in the region this year. Whitfield Academy's had a great season for them. It's the first time they've made the regional tournament, I think, since 1998, when they weren't even called Whitfield Academy. They were called Highview Baptist. But I don't think they have the athleticism to keep up with Butler. And then, Valley 26-5, a school record for wins for them this year. They won their first district title since 2003. But they got a tough match up there with Moore. But I think the hottest team in the region right now is Mercy, and they played. I saw them in the district semifinals, and they played really well against Bullitt East. You know better than me what Keith Bosch has brought to that program, and they played some outstanding defense against Bullitt East, and they're hot. And I'd be surprised if they're not in the final against Butler.
Well, for my heart, that's probably a good thing. I did get out to see them play the Whitfield Academy game, and what I liked about them is they were down early, and they could have dropped their heads. They were down by, 8 to 10 to 11. They never did, and they just kept hanging in there. And you're right. I mean, there's a little extra energy to them on the defensive end, which they need because they need to be able to create baskets. So it's just if they can turn people over and get easy baskets and make threes like they did the other night, they are a dangerous team. But I've seen Butler multiple times, and she's really got it going. She does a fantastic job out there.
Yep.
All right, let's look at our last one, and then let you have the weekend to your kids. All right.
Yeah, the boys 6 region. To me, this region is wide open. I think there's I think there's 4 teams that can win this region. Butler is the highest ranked. Butler is ranked 15th in the state. They're undefeated against 6 regions. So I guess if you have to pick a favorite, it's Butler because they've beaten all the other teams. But I think Butler, I think PRP, I think J-Town, I think even more has a chance to slip through there. Fairdale is a dangerous district runner-up. That J-Town Fairdale game really kind of sticks out among those 4 quarterfinals as a really big game, 220-win teams. Before the district started, I picked J-Town to win this region, and that's simply a matter of Richard Duncan and the job he does, and he always has them peaking this time of year. And they got the McDaniels kid added a couple of weeks ago, and I think he's probably the best player in the region. He transferred back into J-Town and got eligible, so I think he might put them over the top. But I wouldn't be like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if one of 4 different teams wins this region.
Yeah, I had the opportunity late in the season to see the PRP team, and the particular game that I saw, I was very impressed with them. They kind of had it all. They had the guards, they had the size, and they were. Coach does a nice job with them. J-Town, once again, they fooled me the last couple of years. I picked them, but Coach Duncan's just done a fantastic job and, went up to Rupp and represented really well. So, one thing about it, when you've been there and done that, there's a big advantage going into it when you expect to win other than hope to win.
Exactly.
So I think that's their ace in the hole if they have one. But Fairdale's very good. I've seen them play too. Haven't seen more, so I really don't have a strong opinion. But Jason, as always, you're the best of the best, and I appreciate you taking the time to spend more time with Glycod today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Mark.
Thank you, Jason. Enjoy your day, and good luck to your kid in the swim.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
See ya. Oh, gosh. Sorry about the coaches, the number.
Jason Frakes from the Courier-Journal. That'll end our show of the 6th region draw here. We're going to check our glycod.com, our YouTube page. We're going to have plenty of regional action from the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 11th regions. So just keep looking out for that schedule, and then we're going to have some heck of a games, Coach. Jeff Cooper, Mark Evans, signing off at Holy Cross. You've been listening to the 6th and 7th region draw show on Glycod.